Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And according to this random survey that's making the rounds right now, playing video games is the least attractive hobby a man can have. If you want to get a girl, you don't want to play video games. Also, you don't want to collect action figures or do magic tricks or gamble or troll people online.
Online trolling is more attractive than playing video games.
Online trolling is more
I call complete BS on this whole thing for so many reasons. But before we did this video, Squid King saw that. He goes, I saw that. And he's like, statistically speaking, he's like, there's so many errors here on this graph. He's like, it wouldn't be in increments of 5. And he's like, and he's rounded up, it's more nuanced than that. And he's like, this is a load of crap. I can make one of these. Least attractive hobbies, or least attractive traits in women, according to men. The worst the number 90 playing video games would be being a bitch on Twitter.
I know, right?
And underneath it, making up shit on Twitter. Et cetera.
Twitter, would that be under the online trolling? We'll talk about this because this is some serious crap. And look, we're not talking about schlubs that lay around all day, don't have a job, and play video games and don't engage with the real world. That's, just playing video games at all. She's like, well, if you occasionally play a game of Pac-Man at the arcade, that's okay. I'm like, bitch, there hardly are any arcades left. Like, what the hell? Seriously. And she is a conservative talking head. So we do talk an awful lot on this channel about the far left. Now we're going to talk about right-wingers and how they fundamentally do not understand pop culture. And if they don't understand it and they don't like it, it's bad. It's bad. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Geeky plays video games.
I do. Not as often as, you do and Pinky Boo and stuff does. But I'm looking at this as a woman and knowing what I've seen for online videos and the interaction and engagement. I know the video games is not the least attractive. I know collectible figures is not the least attractive. Magic tricks for sure is not least attractive because when they have the videos of the guys doing the magic tricks, they're always doing it with the girls and they're all excited about it in the comments and stuff. Online trolling, yes. Gambling, yes. Taxidermy is not my thing. But model trains sound like fun.
On the plus side, comic book collecting is not as unattractive of a hobby as playing video games.
No, see, I think if it's manga, that I'm more into it than comic book. But bird watching, hell, I've been wanting to put the seeds out to watch the birds.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
This is bullshit.
She is being called out for it. In fact, they actually
it's not her thing, is it? Somebody else's. She's sharing it.
She is. Yeah, she's sharing it and saying 100% true.
Not 100% true.
Men playing video games is peak unattractive.
No, not true. We named our kids after a video game, or daughter anyway, after a video game. For pity's sakes.
Beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. It's weird. So many
trolling?
dudes.
Liz, really. It's a deal breaker zone more than gambling and online trolling. Are you serious?
Obviously, we're not talking about Pac-Man or Tetris or an arcade game once in a while. Once is a while. Now, she is a conservative. I had to look her up. I don't know who the hell this woman is. But she is a talking head for OANN. Tipping Point with Liz Wheeler. That goes to show you that I don't watch the talking heads very much. She is a political commentator. And this is right up there with Matt Walsh from the Daily Beast being like, I think anime is satanic. I don't know why. I just think it is. Mm-hmm. And adults who like animation are weird. So I'm like, yeah, Walt Disney was weird. You like him when he's slapping down the commies. But you don't like that he was into cartoons.
This whole take is just so bad. It's like literally the woman thinks it's okay to be online troll. Well, obviously online trolling is fine with her. But like this, talk about TikTok. You know what else is not attractive? All these women at the gym taking videos of themselves, and posting it on the internet. That's a really unattractive trait. But, and on TikTok.
Yeah, she's like, I'm right. That Star Wars girl. You've obviously never seen male gamers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird because there are a lot of esports personalities and YouTubers who play video games who have wives, girlfriends, money. They're not antisocial.
I mean, the problem becomes when they're like completely so absorbed in their games, they have no time to spend with you at all. But that's, I mean, so what? They play games sometimes. Who cares?
Again, if you there's a difference, and this is pretty much like anything, right? If playing games or any other hobby becomes a replacement for social interaction, that's the problem, right? And do I think that there are dudes that play games that are like living in another world that they don't want to deal with reality? Oh yeah, absolutely. But the same could be said of gambling. The same could be.
That's like a small percentage.
It's a very small percentage.
And like, I love this. Women who make lists telling men what hobbies we can't have is peak unattractive, beyond red flag, like deal breaker zone. Congrats, Liz. You peaked out our list. Exactly. It's like, what the hell? You know, I'm like, but you're a real fun, wife and mom.
Yeah,
you know?
so I'll tell you the truth. If you were not into the stuff I'm into, we wouldn't be together, because I'd be like, well, wait, I can't be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would anybody want to date someone who's going to basically be like, you're perfect except for all of your hobbies and all of your friends and all the things that you like to do. So you just change to suit me, and then things will be great. And then you know what? I'll just trade you in for another model.
Well, what does her spouse do for fun?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you girls going shopping and making the husbands go along is real, fun for them too. I mean, like, we can make a same list about stuff that's, stereotypical for women too.
Yeah, it's like obviously you can say, hey, I'm not into gamers. I would never date a gamer. That's fair. But you can't say that women find that, which women, the women in your conservative social circle, find it peak unattractive because they think it's weird.
Well, I mean, this Sean guy down here. The thing is, though, most men shouldn't have to define their hobbies based on what women find attractive.
Yes.
There are tons of things women are obsessed with that men likely find attractive. Taylor Swift and astrology come to mind. Men often just move beyond these and accept that women can like what they like. It's bizarre that many women are so judgmental about men's hobbies. I agree a person who spends every waking moment gaming is not particularly attractive, but just having a mid-range gaming hobby should not be a red flag at all. Exactly.
Yeah, this is stupid. This is a let's see, she's a mother of 7.
Oh, okay, she's probably a fan of this woman.
Men do this in reverse all the time. No raunchy books or vapid TV shows. I
never get told what I can and can't watch.
Wasting money on purse shopping.
I'm never told no about that one. I have a Loungefly problem.
Astrology is definitely in there.
Oh yes, because she's like a Christian mom, so astrology's bad.
A lot of men I know pretend or even believe it's cute until it's been a few years and they start making fun of it. A lot what the guys you've dated, video game.
But you don't make fun of your husband's hobbies. I mean, if you're married for a while, you're like you might make a joke about it. Like, we joke back and forth all the time.
I would argue that there are men that are more invested in football or baseball.
Oh,
or
yeah,
basketball,
I would argue that than action figures
than sports. Game. Like, that becomes their entire personality, right?
Yeah, a video game in particular, red flag, because if a man is invested, he probably isn't interested in much else. It's just the reality of how they work psychologically. People. Sam,
God, is this video games of the devil again?
Sam, I can confirm. My husband has the hobbies that are red flagged, and he's interested in plenty of family time and everything else outside of those hobbies.
You guys have no idea. You guys have no idea how invested in video games we actually are. Wow.
And then when he says to me, I want to buy this game. Okay. I'm going to go play this game. Okay. As long as, like, it's not like he has something else pressing that he needs to do. And then, and what?
No alpha male is spending his time playing video games. No, the alpha males
as soon as you have to call yourself an alpha male, you lost your argument.
No alpha male calls themselves an alpha male. They just are. What about Elon Musk? He's the richest man in the world, and he plays video games on X all the time.
Yeah. But they'll be like, there's an example. But I'm just like, you know what? Your toys, action figures and stuff, I usually buy them for you.
Yeah, that is actually true. I don't usually buy that kind of stuff for myself. Geeky buys it for me, and I feel bad because a lot of times I'm so busy, I don't have time to actually open this stuff. But that's on the list, too. That very
call bullshit, and it's weird about this. This guy says this, right? And then no alpha male is spending. Okay, incel, and all these stereotypical.
Incel. Sue Lyon, 6'5", Patriot nationalist.
Actors on long hiatus.
Once upon a time liberal. Are these
sound like fake accounts.
These sound like fake accounts to me. These sound like fake accounts. Like, we're gonna
the obsession with murder and crime creepy.
Well, no. They're talking about I don't know if they're talking about men playing video games
or about men playing video
women
games.
listening to. They actually said true crime podcasts are the most popular podcast for women. So they're into.
I keep seeing jokes about them being like, to relax, like go watch a murder documentary, and I don't, but there are a lot of women do, and that's fine. I don't care. Women are on here on TikTok making videos of themselves shopping and making things at home all the time, and that's their hobby. Don't care. It's not, as long as you're not like spreading lies, you're not hurting anyone. So what?
Yeah, this is so stupid.
As long as you're out in the gym making a spectacle.
I love it. People are like, we have a culture war going on. We have to push back against the far left. And how do you push back in the culture war? By telling everybody that pop culture is bad. Mm-hmm. That's why when we say it needs to stay in the pendulum needs to go back to center. Yes.
This is why we say it.
Because the far right, I love it. People are like, oh, the far right's taking over video games. The far right's taking over cartoons. The far right doesn't want anything to do with this shit. They think it's stupid. Nazis are too busy being Nazis. They don't care about your fucking comic books or your video games or your whatever.
It's the fans that are in the middle that want it to go back to, being not stupid, that are the ones that, want this stuff to go back to not being stupid.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like video games are addictive. For some people, if you have an addictive personality, yeah, anything can be addictive. I've never had a problem with video game addiction. I actually will go for, I'll start playing a role-playing game and I'll go for months and months and months before I find the time to sit down and play it again. But that's me, That's why I don't get into the MMORPGs very much, because I know if it's like this always active world, I'm not going to be able to, step away from it. But yeah, this is coming from Outkick, the least attractive male hobbies according to women.
Where? Okay, source
where? It doesn't say. Least attractive hobbies for men according to women graph purportedly show. Right. Purportedly.
Source where? What women? And you could have surveyed like 10 women. Yeah. It could have been just the person and all their friends. We don't know where this data is coming from.
Right.
You should just do it again. We should do it again on Twitter and just survey people for real.
This is an absurd list. They said on Outkick, which I think is a right wing. I think it's a right wing blog. They said, I did my fair share of women throughout the years, and I can attest to this. The only thing they like doing is occasionally playing Mario Kart or whatever. Besides that, men are absolutely used to being yelled at to get off the damn couch at least once a week by their girlfriend or wife. I don't know. When do I even sit on the couch? Do I have time to sit? I don't sit on the couch. I think I've sat on our current couch in our current house a total of like 10 times in 2 years.
I don't even know if you sat that many, to be completely honest.
I am
always... The only time that you're sitting on the couch is if we're doing like a movie where we're all watching it together, which doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. So, whatever. Yeah, I imagine this number is even higher now. Nearly every single bro has purchased EA Sports College Football. We have collecting figures as a very unpopular hobby with the ladies.
I can't say anything. I collect... It says include Funko Pops. I'm screwed. Yeah. This guy said, I collect toys and figures and stuff too. And so I'm not going to judge Neon. I would say a good percentage of your stuff came from me.
I tend to agree with the women here that if you're scrolling through eBay at night looking for details on G.I. Joe figurines, you're probably headed toward that single life.
I bought you G.I. Joe stuff.
You have again. She's a keeper. That's why she's a keeper. She's actually bought me more stuff. He doesn't
buy anything for himself. I usually buy it.
I was like looking, and I'm like looking around the studio here. We have a bunch of stuff in the studio. I'm like, no, she bought
the studio's all your stuff, though. To be honest, mine is. I don't have anything here really. It's all you, except for a Masters Universe. I guess is both.
Yeah,
some of it. So on the Walker, I really wanted the Walker. The at Walker, I really wanted. So that was me. That was my doing. I wanted it. I just said you wanted it.
I was going to walk away from it. And you said you wanted it. They said they don't get magic tricks. Like you said, everybody loves magic tricks.
Everybody does. Like I see videos all the time where there's guys going around doing magic tricks. And there's people in the comments, male and female, going on about the tricks, how cool they are. They love those videos. I would say the sports betting or any kind of gambling should be higher up on the list because that is actually an addiction that could cripple you financially. Well, so is buying toys. To be fair. That's true. Unless you're smart, and then it's a savings plan. That is also true.
Bird watching is unattractive. That's the most boring ass. God, where did this come from?
Watching birds.
No, but I'm saying like as a hobby. Like
if I could do that, yeah, I don't do it as a hobby. I just do it because I like that we put the bird feeder out. But I mean, if I could go get one of those little outfits, you know, those little things you cover up in a blanket and you have like little hummingbird feeders and you hold them so the hummingbird with a little mask so the hummingbirds can land on it and you can see them. Those cameras where you take pictures of birds when they come to your feeder. Hell yeah, I'd be doing that. And I'm a woman, so please explain.
God, this is so funny. There you go. There's Henry. Yeah, I don't. You can say, hey, I'm not into it. I'm not into it, but that doesn't mean that every woman out there isn't. And I said there's a big difference between being a gamer, playing games, and like that's all you do all day for 16 hours a day. Is play Call of Duty or, you know, World of Warcraft or something. There's huge difference, right?
Mm-hmm. It's balance. It's like with everything. It's balance. And a lot of people can find balance. The only problem I think, and actually I know of examples that it's women who are obsessed with the online game. And they're constantly on the internet. And then they're like, it becomes a problem. And it's female. And then they're women. Yeah. So it's not just a gender thing.
It's funny because Grums is actually pointing out that there are a lot of conservative gamers and they're claiming they help Trump or whatever. Which is it? Because we've got the media saying all the alt-right gamers helped put Trump in office.
Oh, yeah, that's valid. That's true.
But the right wing doesn't. This is what I'm talking about.
But they're bad.
But they're bad. This is what I'm talking about. The actual far right, the actual stick in the mud, old school conservatives, the ones that told you Dungeons and Dragons was of the devil. They're the same ones telling you the video games are of the devil, right? It's the horseshoe theory. It's the far left and the far right, basically the same thing. They're just going to tell you your hobbies are shit. You're shit if you play them. Get a life. I don't like it. So if I don't like it, nobody else can like it either.
It's good news, though. It's good news because now we know that it wasn't gamers that are being right that caused problems,
right? According
to somebody on the right, and according to this chart. So vindication, I guess.
Yeah. So there you go. She thinks you're a loser. That's okay. Because that would have been a deal breaker for me. If like the first date was like, oh yeah, what do you do? Oh, you like comic books and you play video games. You like to draw. Ew.
Well, I liked you because you like me because you of Star Wars and knowing what Street Hawk was. Now, to be fair, it's probably not a good idea when you're just first dating to play Street Fighter. Was it Street Fighter?
It was Street Fighter Alpha 3.
And keep kicking your girlfri's ass. Okay, and then laughing about it.
That wasn't the first date. That might have been
early on. And he kept kicking my ass and then laughing about it.
So, yeah, because
he thought it was cute because I get mad. He doesn't think it's so cute now. But he thought it was funny then.
So, I mean, we're talking early to mid 20s, right? So I have learned my lesson. Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I also ditched you for a while to play Diablo 2 with some friends. That was not good.
I was cool about that. I was so cool. I was like, that's fine. Go play games with your friends. It was after I called you like 3 times and let you play for hours and hours. And every time I call you, you tell me you couldn't talk to me. And then I was starting to get a little bit perturbed. But I had no problem with you playing games at first. I was like, yeah, no, cool. Go ahead. I'll call you back later. Okay. Called back later. Yeah, it's okay. Cool. I'll just call you back later. When I called you back the 3rd time, that's when I got mad. And I still married him.
Yeah, she did. And
so, I mean, if these were deal breakers, we wouldn't be together.
No, that was just me being a dick.
But it was also like the one day off you had and you didn't play very much. You were working. So I was like, okay, it's cool. Go hang out with your friends. I get it.
So it's like, I don't get this because there are a lot of gamers. There are game developers. There are, esports gamers. There are people in and around the game industry that make a lot of money.
And there's a lot of them are women.
Gamers are very good with their fingers. So there's that, right? Dexterity.
Artists are also very good.
So there's that.
I'm not saying anything. I think we need to wrap this up.
So I'm just saying, if you want some like clumsy, fumbling plumber dude down there.
Plumbers have to be good with their fingers too, though.
Yeah,
you have to get into those tiny spaces.
But sometimes they're chubby and calloused. Some people like that, though.
Can we just not?
We're gonna wrap it up. But this is what I'm talking about. Like the right does itself no favors. We don't understand. Why are we losing the culture
Well,
war?
here's the thing that gets me. It's like stupid. Okay, here's my thing. Stupid people are stupid people. And it doesn't matter what side they're on. You're going to find these extremist, stupid people who are trying to blame video games and, anime and comic books and toys, for everything. And it doesn't, but the point is, it doesn't matter if you're on right or left. You have people on both sides that make these really dumbass arguments. And they tie politics into it. And it's stupid. And it's really not smart because a lot of people in the middle think you're full of crap either way.
Yeah.
So there you go. Don't be a dumbass, right or left.
There we go. So let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.